Today, I want you to go back in time and recall about a story that you had read in class 9th. The title of the story was The Last Leaf and it was written by O. Henry. Well, before we talk about the story and its connection with the topic, I want you to know that I am Harshita Chaudhary, an undergraduate student pursuing political science honors from University of Delhi. And apart from studying political science, I spend my free time researching about topics related to psychology, spiritualism, and self-development. So if you are interested in knowing about these topics further, then you can consider connecting with me on YouTube. Now let's come back to the story. The story revolves around a girl named Johy who had fallen ill with pneumonia. Johy had developed an cognitive distortion, or in common language you can say superstition, and she had connected that superstition with the ivy vine which was growing outside her window. She believed that when that ivy vine will lose all its leaves in the harsh winter, that would be the time when Johy would herself die. But before the ivy vine could lose its last leaf, Johy woke up to a fresh and green leaf growing on the ivy vine the next morning. But the irony of the story lies in the fact that the ivy vine wasn't regrowing itself. Instead, that green leaf was made by their neighbor named Behrman in the previous winter chilly night. Behrman couldn't survive the winter chilly night's consequences and eventually died, but his masterpiece had given a reason for Johy to live again. Similar to Johy's stance in the story, we all sometimes succumb to pessimism when things don't go as per our expectations. We begin to adopt faulty thinking patterns which most of the times are impractical and baseless. Because we have adopted this kind of a negative mindset, we tend to lose on the newer opportunities that come our way as well. Yes, I'm talking about placebo effect, and everything that I have said will make complete sense after we have talked about the mechanism and effects of placebo effect in our everyday lives with the help of an example. In 2012, a study was conducted on a group of camels in which the masters of the camels were asked by the researchers not to tie them at night, but they were asked to act in a way that gives a message to the camels that they are being tied to a wedge. In the morning, when the researchers arrived at the spot, they were shocked to see that none of the camels, even though they were untied, had moved or left the place. One of the reasons that was assigned to such an incident was that the camels had already presumed that they would be tied to a wedge just like any other night, and they didn't even move and looked around to see that they were left untied at that night. This negative mindset adopted by the camels had prevented them from grabbing the opportunity to leave the life of bondage. Similarly, due to the occurrence of some of the challenging events or situations in our lives, we develop a mindset in which we believe that life is somewhere cruel or harsh for us, or nothing good can happen to us, which is somewhere very baseless. In this way, we fall prey to this mindset, and this prevents us from looking out for and grabbing the newer opportunities that knock our door. In order to deal with this mindset and to eradicate this negative belief, what we are required to do is to free ourselves from this all or nothing attitude. This can only happen when we free ourselves and learn from our mistakes. Along with this, we can also let optimism assist us on the face of challenges.